What is up? Happy Tuesday. Happy we survived the rapture, but we shouldn't sur It's not a rapture day. No man knows the time or the hour. So whenever I see memes about the end is near, it reminds me of the Y2K era and when we all freaked out about that. This is a ginger honey mix. I don't know why it's white. I'll be honest. I don't know, but it literally tastes like ginger and honey. So it's like a nice, it's like tea. But we're gonna make a lighter video today. Recently, we've talked about some heavy stuff, so like I kind of want to just sage my channel. No, just have like a refresher of just the day to day because I am, I guess, technically 9 months into fully leaving the US. For context, in 2014, I left the US indefinitely. At that point, though, I was broke. I had a travel blog that was barely off the ground, but I was just like gig to gig, working odd jobs, teaching English. I played semi-pro basketball in Spain for a season. I was an au pair, worked reception at hostels, just random stuff for like a few months and or for a year, all of those for a year until my blog went viral, it took off, and then I started getting paid jobs. And the paid jobs, yeah, lasted me from 2015 to 2020, I'd say. And literally up until the point where the world shut down, I was on a brand trip with Hawaii. I was like a brand ambassador for the country of Hawaii, like trying to bring tourism to Hawaii. And did I say, yeah, did I misspeak? Okay, sorry. I'm glitching today. I did like I went for like a 90-minute walk and I'm still like, and then I got a massage. So I'm kind of waking up, but yeah. Anyways, oh, sorry. This is just gonna be a bad video. Just, just go ahead and go to the next video. Let's pretend this one doesn't exist. What was I talking about? Day-to-day routines. Okay. Yeah. So up until that point, so I did 5 years. And then for the next 5 years, I was doing 6 to 8 months out of the country and then 3 to 4 months, 4 to 6 months in the US. Oh, when the world shut down, obviously no one knew what was happening. And so for me, it was kind of like, okay, let me get an apartment, let me secure myself. And that was like my first big girl apartment or big girl living arrangement since college or since I turned 18. So that was pretty cool. And I think I needed that season. Like I don't regret waiting until last year to leave the US. I feel like a lot of my business was able to take off. I was able to pay off all my debt, my student loans, like everything was paid off because of the stability that I was able to create having that apartment for the first time. So, and then of course, when you're living out of a suitcase for 6 to 7 years and then you like finally get a grounding, familiar place, I think your body needed the rest. So I feel like the first 2 years of living in that apartment, I was just like resting and resetting myself and setting up systems and yeah, just having a normal routine. There would be days I think I would like tweet like the excitement of just going to the grocery store or I don't know, there were just random things that I'm like, oh, I've never done this as an adult in this country. So all of my adult experiences were happening in the US or abroad, overseas. And it was even like I was barely catching up on shows in the US that blew up since 2014. Yeah, so it's crazy. Oh, now that I realize it, 2013, sorry, 2013 is when I left. End of 2013 is when I left the US on a one-way ticket, $500, started my blog, and I was like, okay, let's figure this out. So I don't feel like I was able to ever develop a stable morning routine when I was traveling and trying to figure things out. And Yeah, so much of my life now still involves frequent travel, and I like that. Like, I want that. So, um, some people ask, like, wait, where do you live right now? And I guess the best way to describe it is 4 months in Bali, 4 months in Bangkok, 4 months in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, my husband and I were split between Europe and Asia. And yes, it's um, in some of those seasons, we have two companies, the Life Leap and Love Leap. Life Leap is about helping people take a leap into the next version of themselves by starting a business, quitting their job, moving, whatever it is. And then Love Leap is hosting like VIP, all-inclusive couples experiences around the world. So we host those in different continents. So based on where we're hosting, we'll go set up shop in that area for the time being. So that's been like a really nice test. This year we hosted in Costa Rica, Bali, Croatia, and then we have Cambodia next. So yeah, it's been fun, kind of like testing where do we want to host these trips, what makes sense. And then we have had for the other company content boot camps where we're helping people film their content series. So we've hosted those in Bali, Bosnia, and then we have Bangkok coming up next. So yeah, it sounds like a lot, which it is. I think there's 10 events this year. Yeah, almost like on average one event per month, which is, I mean, I feel like I have the best job in the world. It's really cool. And I think what I realized I needed was this like familiarity that was formed before the in-person experiences. I had been hosting retreats, masterminds, boot camps, all of that for the last 8 years in Bali. And sometimes people are coming and it's their very first experience with you. And that could be overwhelming for both parties. There is a level of like, I don't even want to call it fangirling, but just like, wow, like you're real. Like I get to spend time with you and be in the same villa as you. And just the overwhelm of yeah, meeting someone that you followed online and you've developed this like relationship with. So there's overcoming that and then getting to work. So, so I recognize I'm like, oh, when we form the relationship online and we're working together virtually, the in-person is just like the cherry on top. And so we started doing exclusively trips for people that I've already worked with or that I already had a relationship with, a coaching relationship. And so it was I realized I'm like, oh, this is the sweet spot because I could just show up as me. And sometimes you might feel, and I say you as in anyone who has grown an online brand or you have, substantial amount of followers. Instagram is my largest platform. And then I would say Facebook. Yeah. And then, no, 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 sorry. Instagram, then Threads. I just crossed 100,000 on Threads. Yay. Then it's Facebook, then it's YouTube, and then TikTok is just dormant, just struggling, struggling. Or maybe LinkedIn. Anyways, yeah, so I think sometimes it's what also makes me a little bit hesitant. Like, I don't remember the last time I went somewhere where I didn't get recognized. And this is me being like a Z-lister. I don't consider myself famous, but there hasn't been a country, it's been years since I've been somewhere where someone didn't say glow. Which blows my mind and it makes you realize how small the world is, how big the internet is, but small the world is. So naturally, every time I tag when I'm in Bali, my DMs are blown up. I would say at least 50 people have reached out saying, can we meet up? Oh my gosh, you're here. I'll be there soon. Can you give me tips? Where's the link to this place? Where are you staying? So that gets very overwhelming, and I have to give myself grace and just say, I'm allowed to have my Bali experience where I only want to hang out with people that I know and then rest. Because I've been hosting and working all year. I mean, I've taken breaks, obviously. I work about 2 to 3 days a week. So I would say I have a really nice balance. But because of the output and of course the increased volume of videos that I'm putting out there, it does require, I think, deeper sense of um, recharging, solitude. And I'm loving reading right now. I sometimes I'll have seasons where I'm just like, I don't have any books that are speaking to me. the last good book I really read front to front, cover to cover, is Mel Robbins' Let Them book. Yeah, Mel and Sawyer Robbins. And yeah, I carry a couple. Um, Obviously, The Creative Act is a book that everyone should just carry endlessly. The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, that's another classic. Think and Grow Rich. I have the Black edition. Um, just some staples. Eyes on the Road by Michael Clark. That one has been like a really nice, just everyday random read. But yeah, these are all books that you don't really like read front to back. You kind of just a couple pages at a time. So now it's been nice reading like more memoirs. My friend Allison Stoner released a book, Semi Well Adjusted Despite Literally Everything. My other friend, Kevin Fredericks, you might know him as Kev on Stage. He released Successful Failure out today. So yeah, it's been cool to read memoirs from like people I know or just fascinating stories from people who have lived. I know what makes here's what I recognized about, and maybe you can use this as like a cheat sheet. I don't know. You can like use my own notes against me. But you become easier to say yes to when there's a guarantee that one person will be doing the pouring. So there was one person who I was like, oh, yeah, we had been connected through mutual friends, and she has an amazing community. Like her mission is incredible. And immediately I'm like, yes. If I'm inspired by you, I'm more likely to hang out with you, to say yes to you, to want to be around you because I know that I won't be the only one pouring. And for someone who I mean, I love pouring into friends, obviously love pouring into people on social media, but if I'm doing that all day, every day, I want my in-person experiences to be reciprocal, but also to be uh what's the word? Yeah, you get what I mean. And so a lot of my closest friends now are like, they're so mindful of like, Glow, I know what you do for a living, so let me make sure they're just so, yeah, they just get me. And some of them happen to be neurodivergent or ADHD, which I think that helps because I think all ADHD people have a natural tendency to be more empathic, more mindful, more considerate, more aware, more conscious. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, so that's a tangent that I don't know how I got to. I was talking about morning routine. How did we get here? This is a video about morning routines. Okay, so in this season where I have, okay, I'll tell you what's happening in the background. Negotiating two brand deals, one book deal. Uh, I have 12 private clients per month. That's like my max. I'm running a community on the Life Lead with my husband. We're at 70 members. We're going to cap it at 100. So be sure to check out thelifeleap.com. We'll have our next cohort in November. And yeah, and then I'm doing this daily YouTube thing. So yeah, I would say I spend mm, maybe 2 hours a day on content creation, including this. So this doesn't take any time at all. I set it up, I press record, I upload it to YouTube, and I ask ChatGPT to give me a title. Just very frank. That's it. No editing, nothing more than that. So I try to keep that very simple. So if the video is 30 minutes, and the upload time takes 15 minutes. No, usually it takes like 10 minutes. I'll schedule it and then I'll clip it for Instagram stories. And yeah, the circulation, I'll post it on IG story, threads, and Facebook. So that takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, it doesn't take much. And then when I can, I just try to respond. If people have questions, I just try to engage. And I've missed doing that. When I was a travel blogger, I was like always responding, always engaging. And it feels good to be doing that because the topic now feels like something that is easy to talk about. There's ease around the content creation conversations because I see so much of it being misperceived and misconstrued. And it feels so easy to be like, oh no, just do this. Like, or no, it's actually just this. So yeah, people I think try to complicate the process of building a personal brand or being consistent or showing up online. And so I just really like to simplify and yeah, offer perspective where things feel really easy for me. So yeah, I would say I wake up, I'm getting about 7 to 9 hours of sleep, which feels really good. A lot of these Bali villas will have pitch black curtains, which is so helpful for, because even if I have a night where I stay up late, I'm still getting 8 hours because I don't know when the sun is coming up. So I really love that. First thing I do when I wake up is I put my hand on my heart and I say thank you. I'm so like honored every single day I get to wake up. I'm like, thank you, God. Well, let's do it again. I don't take any day for granted, especially anyone who's had like near-death experiences or have overcome suicidal ideation or just a really dark past. You know how precious life becomes when you start to get to the happy parts. So I just recognize so much of my life was unhappy, was frustrating, was dark, was negative. So I'm just really grateful to be on this side of experiencing the joy, the blessing, and the privilege of being alive. So yeah, I'll do that. And then the Bible app, U version, I have had for 14 years. I just remember being using it since college, but I am on a 249-day streak. They have like a daily story recap where there's like a Bible verse of the day. Someone's doing like a little video explanation. They have a devotional, and then you have some prayer and praise time with God. And then I'm also reading the New Testament front to back. So I am in Ephesians right now. And yeah, I'm on third quarter, day 81. So yeah, three-fourths of the way done. I'm very excited. And then once I do that, I'll go back and read the Old Testament. I think, I'll be honest, I started reading the Old Testament first, and God was scary. God, I feel like I grew up on the fear of God as a pastor's daughter. I grew up knowing the fear of God, and there is deep reverence for him. I needed to have a better relationship with God's love. And I think I didn't want to be shamed into Christianity because that was so much of what I already knew. I needed to know the love of God, the grace of God, the mercy of God, the knowing of God. And that's why I started with the New Testament. And it really does give you, I think, a more holistic approach to who God is, the Holy Trinity. And it just allows you to have more compassion with your Christ walk and not feel shame around where you've messed up. So yeah, Old Testament is a scary place to start with your Christianity. Whew. But I'm gonna go back. Once I finish the New Testament, I'm gonna go back to the Old Testament and just the Bible is a book you could just read over and over and over and over and over, and it never expires. It never gets old. You could read the same scripture and have a different takeaway because you will have gone through life with better understanding and a deeper meaning because now you can relate to it in a different way. So that's what I love about the Bible. So after I do that, um, I make shout out to Janae. You know who you are. Life by Janae, Body by Janae on Instagram. And you got to spell her name Jaynee, but she's a health and fitness coach. And she was at my boot camp in Bosnia and just basic stuff where it's like, yeah, every morning drink hot hot tea or hot water with lemon. So I incorporate that every day. So now I have hot water with lemon and I'll have like a vitamin C. They have those mixes in a lot of countries. Since I can't get AG1 shipped here, I haven't figured that out yet. Let me know in the comments if you have. I have one from Bosnia, or I think it's from Croatia, but it's like Supriya, something. But it's like a vitamin C energy drink, but not energy drink. Vitamin C, vitamin drink. You know what I mean? It's a healthy drink. So I'll do the hot lemon water, then that. And then I have these bands I stole from Stefan. There's like workout bands. I can't guarantee that I will always be consistent with like working out or going to the gym. So what I tell myself is like if I could just do 50 reps of some type of arm curls, and this resistance band, you can use it against so many like you can pretty much work out most parts of your body with it. So I will do 50 reps of anything. And if I have it in me, then I'll do another 50. But normally I'm just doing one set of 50, but three different types of exercises. Um, this probably looks weird, the motions. And then what happens after that? Yeah, at that point, I do intermittent fasting, currently doing the OMAD, 1 meal a day. So at that point, I might have a matcha. Um, yeah, maybe we're at 11 a.m. Yeah, I have the artist's way. It's underneath. Well, this is a coffee table, but I have the artist's way and my journal. So I'll work through that, do something. At this point, it's been maybe 2 to 3 hours. Oh, I brushed my teeth. When do I do that? Before the lemon water. I'll go to the bathroom, I'll brush my teeth, do my skincare, make my face look just done up. And yeah, do some journaling, thinking, whatever. I'm still deciding if I want to implement my walk at this point, but we'll see. Um, and then I record this video. Not today, though. Today was a little bit different, but what I've been doing probably all last week is I now made the videos a part of my morning routine. It allowed me to not just get it done, but do it in a way where I was probably peaking with my energy. If you see any of the videos in August, like early August, on the Creative Entrepreneur playlist, Creative Clarity for Entrepreneurs, you'll see that all my videos were like being recorded at 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. And mind you, I was in Croatia and Bosnia and Montenegro when they were being recorded. So I was still 6 hours ahead of the US, but I like being in Bali right now because I'm 12 to 15 hours ahead of the US, and that's really helpful. So if I do it in the morning, it means I can schedule it for the evening when America wakes up. But yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll either go on a walk or I will do some social media responding. So notice at that point, that's my first time hopping on social. So I will have spent 3 up to 4 hours just with myself, yeah, just creating. And I think it's important because if you try to create with I don't know, you have external output and it's not healthy and now you're in a rabbit hole and you're watching how to carve wood. It's not inspiring your own creative juices, so be mindful of that. um yeah, and then if I don't get takeout like food delivery, I usually like to stay in walking distance of a cafe. There's one really good one um literally up the street. And I'm currently in a hyperfixation meal, like circuit. ADHD people, you know what that is. But right now, every day for my one meal, I'm having watermelon salad, watermelon pesto salad. It is the most amazing thing I've ever tasted. Again, shout out to Janae. She was just like, have a salad for every meal. And I was like, okay. So watermelon pesto salad with eggs Benedict and roasted tomatoes. It sounds crazy. It is the best. Every morning I'm like, only 6 hours until I get to have my roasted tomatoes. It's the best feeling. Oh, everywhere in Bali, the food is just so good. And it doesn't even, it's not Balinese food, but Balinese chefs and they just cook so good here. Everything tastes superb. So I'm eating very well. And yeah, I've talked about my health struggles, and my doctor told me I had 40 pounds to lose because of my hip pain and my, what do you call it? Tissue corrosion and my scoliosis, all that kind of stuff. So I am doing everything possible to do the no Ozempic way. Again, shout out to people who have been able to lose weight with Ozempic. I just feel like my body has had too many issues in the past. I don't want to I don't think there's enough research for my body type and the health issues that I've had. So I'll be honest, I'm just afraid. So doing the weight loss thing, the boring way and the, I mean, it's hard both ways because it still takes discipline. But yeah, so the 1 meal a day and moving my body, I already feel like even with that consistency and just eating more natural foods, cutting out sugar. I drink a ton of water. I probably lost 7 pounds in the last month. So just slowly but surely. I think my weight loss journey will be one of the ones that take like a full year. Like you won't see it drastic within a month. It's slowly taking its time. So yeah, after I eat, I come back and I'll put on, oh, I love video podcasts. I will put on, Stefan and I just share, especially if we're not in the same country, we'll share back and forth like notes, like watch this one and then look out for like minute 13. So we share video podcasts. So I'll watch whatever he recommended that day or the day before. And that will inspire, I don't know, creation. So I usually play video podcasts and then I think about what I want to create for the next couple days. And yeah, I'll probably start scheduling my threads. I'll be answering emails. I'll be looking over private client notes. Um, yeah, and just kind of, yeah. And then I think at that point, we're looking at about 6 p.m. I'll text my massage therapist and be like, what's up? Probably get a massage around 8 or 9. Yeah, and then bring me to 10. And at that point, I will have scheduled the video to be out by 10. The YouTube analytics are currently telling me midnight. My time is the best time or the most active time for my audience. So I think I'm still toying between should I schedule it at 10 and then be in bed by midnight or schedule it at midnight and then just wake up the next day and catch up later. So yeah, that's what I'm going through. So yeah, I would say that's the day to day. And then 1 day a week, I have coaching calls. So in exchange for the massages and the maybe eating out, I would probably eat in. And then I would have like 4 to 5 hours of calls with like a little bit of space in between. And yeah, y'all, it's a very chill. I don't know if you think like every day is like a crazy adventure. 1 day a week, that's like my capacity. I'll like meet up with a friend, go on a random adventure, go on a hike, explore a new area, go on a motorbike ride. Yeah, like link up with another creative person that I know lives in Bali. I probably have like, yeah, over 20 friends that live in Bali at this point. So even that, sometimes I feel the guilt of like, I can't see all of them. Sometimes I just like bring them all together, go meet each other, mingle. And then I'll just, um, the struggles of being an introvert and slightly socially anxious. But yeah, I really do love my alone time. I mean, it's solitude. And yeah, I just always have journals and books on the table. And yeah, sometimes I'll spend some time answering our private community. I'll just be responding and checking on people's assignments and new posts, create content for our company page. Yeah, it's kind of like it flows. There is no specific structure to how things get done. It just gets done. And because I have very loose, I mean, deadlines, nothing feels urgent or nothing feels like pressure. And that's been huge for my own enjoyment. I think a lot of content creation feels like pressure. And so people resent the process. But I'm having so much fun because I don't force myself. Like, even on Instagram, where it is my largest platform, I don't post there every day. I would say I'm averaging 4 to 5 times a week. And maybe my stories I might post every day, but 4 to 5 times a week. And sometimes it might be 3 days where I don't post, and then 1 day where I post twice. So yeah, I don't give myself like, I'm not forcing myself to show up because in the 14 years that I've had an Instagram, on average, I've posted every day for 1.2 times. if you take the number of posts I have and divide it by the amount of years that I've been on that platform. So I've earned my rest. YouTube, however, I've been dormant for, I've had this platform, this page on YouTube for 9 years, something like that. And I'm still building my reps, starting from the ground up, just like y'all. So it's been fun. Okay, I hope something in this video made sense. I hope something in this video was useful. I will have more structured videos to come. This was kind of like a la la la. This was a very ADHD video. If you kept up, congratulations. Okay, as usual, you got the goods. Check my channel, check the playlist, and check passport2peace.com if you want help navigating the first three steps to moving abroad. It's happening, yeah, next week. And there's only like 12 tickets left. Okay, I'll see y'all there.